What I'm about to tell you nearly ended my health business, and I'm going to share with you the lessons that I learned so that you can take it for yourself, learn from it, share it with your colleagues so that it won't cost you the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that I spent from this mistake, as well as the mental health problems, the physical health problems that I had, such as weight gain and emotional eating that came with this problem, and also my reputation because I wasn't showing up as the best version of myself. And so a few years ago, I had gone through a divorce. And of course, that is one of the most traumatic things that anyone can go through with. But at the same time, as that was happening, there were also other things that were attached to that was happening. So the biggest really learning here is the fact that a major life problem can potentially derail your business. And as a business owner, you need to think about that. Not to come from a place of scaremongering, but to come from having that now option, having that choice, and preparing yourself by equipping yourself with the right skills and tools and systems so that your business doesn't break down if something detrimental were to happen to you or your family, God forbid, right? But at the same time, that is life, right? We cannot avoid pain. Pain is normal in life. It is how we respond to it and how we move forward and recover from it that makes a bigger difference. This is a basic nervous system principle. And so that divorce definitely nearly ended my business because at that moment in time, even though I do and did consider myself as someone who is very resilient and strong, literally, I hit my rock bottom because not only was I getting divorced, I sold the house that I thought I was going to live in forever, and two people who were mother figures in my life passed away around the same time. So literally, they say that the three most stressful things are moving, getting a divorce, and losing someone you love. That all happened within the same time period. So I hit rock bottom, and my business definitely almost ended also because of it. And I am not ashamed. That was actually one of the biggest life experiences that I have that I'm truly grateful for because it was during that time when I actually have made the regulation skills and my nervous system capacity expansion framework. It was created in that time. And now I can share it with my 3,000 plus students because I've gone through that. But really, why it why that almost ended my business was because, well, a lot of stress, right? It was so difficult to function. I was stuck in the shutdown burnout state. Like I was physiologically depleted and burnt out. Burnout now is like another word, right? But physiologically, my body was in a burnout phase at that moment in time, and I had never been there to that depth before. And I made the decision right then and there because I saw all the gaps within that rock bottom. I looked at my business and said, fuck, I did not have the right systems in place. And because everything I had to push myself, if I didn't push the buttons in my business, I did not make the money. And so there were moments in time that were very valid that I couldn't show up. It was very hard for me to show up. I mean, I did still, but everything that I did was of lower quality because I did not have the systems in my business in place to support me. And so that was the biggest learning there. That was when I learned how truly important systems are in place, not the mindset part of it, but like how my content was going to go out. How often am I writing my content? How often am I doing the sale generating activities? Those systems were not in place, and I didn't have anything to fall back on. We don't rise to our goals, we fall back to our habitual patterns and the systems that we currently have today. And at that moment, that was that was not built to the extent that it is built now. And so that's why back then and there, I decided that I was going to build the systems up in my business so that if something detrimental were to happen to me in the future, that my business would still generate the income. And this was tested very recently because a few months ago, a huge stressor did happen in my business. It has like something huge like that hasn't really happened to me for years, but it did a few months ago. And because of that, I still made money in that month. I made like it was a 2K week even that month because I have the systems in place. And so in my philosophy, it is really, really important for you if you want to have a sustainable health business, for you to focus on the very two most important systems that you will have, your business systems and your health systems. And so, so far I've talked about the business systems and not having the systems in place to still generate money and still generate clients, but also the health system in place wasn't there. It was the moment in time where I ignored moving my body, I ignored eating healthy, I ignored like real connection with people who I could trust. I ignored, going outside. I trapped myself in the house and told myself that I was just an introvert, right? But, it was through changing that and making sure that I had a health system in place as well, which is what I teach my students now, and I continuously do. I have two systems, business and health. These two, if one is compromised, it will compromise the other. So I focus on both because when these two things are working very well, no slow month will ever bring you down. The income roller coaster stops. And even if you have a slow month, which is part of business anyway, it won't really matter because you're still generating momentum during that slow month that will eventually pay off months from now. So you won't feel that stress. You'll just have surety and knowing, and you can adapt because you already have things that actually support you. And so I just wanted to share this because at that moment in time, it definitely cost me a lot. Like I went for 5 to 6 months without any clients, and that's not good. Right? I would have like a really good client doing really good results, like 5 to 6 months without, and then, right after I made that decision, right after I actually sat in the rock bottom and was very honest, brutally honest with myself and be like, bitch girl, get your shit together. You are better than this. Build the systems now. We don't want this to happen in the future. And as I started doing that, as I actually started building the business systems and the health systems in place, wouldn't you know it, within a month, I got my $2,000 client, right? And so I wanted to share this with you because this was really costly. I didn't have any income for 6 months. And obviously, my reputation at that time also suffered because, I mean, I wasn't showing up. I was posting like really reactive posts on the internet as well. And at the same time, of course, my health suffered during that time because my body was breaking down. And it actually took me over a year to finally regain the new homeostasis and momentum back in my mind and body after that event. And I know that I could have prevented that had I just prioritized my health and my body and systems. And so I hope that this helped. That's why the systems, health and body systems, are definitely something that is taught in my world and I can still continue to do because without it, it will cost you your business, your reputation, and your client results moving forward. Without these two important systems in place, it's going to negatively affect your leadership, your client results, your business income, and of course, your health. You don't want to go be in a nursing home at 55 years old not being able to do shit, right? I saw that shit a lot in nursing and I did not want to be one of those people because I knew I had the power to change it today. And so if you want to change that today and actually take control of your health and your business and all your systems so that you can be resilient if and when hard things happen, and you can still crush it, then check out the links below and let's get you started on having a bulletproof business and nervous system.